Welcome to the Avenue. Kristen Balboni with our thief, Trey Boston here. Trey, what a win last Sunday, 30-27, overtime win. You were there down in Atlanta. Give me your reaction to this one.
Oh, our reaction? Oh, let me tell you how me and TD walked into the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and those fans tried to disrespect us, talk crazy to us. Halftime, they were talking all type of junk, but I let them know, you won't be talking for long. Hey, listen, at the end of this game, we were talking all the trash. Man, listen, at the beginning of the game, they came out. I thought, wow, hold up. We're on the edge of our seats. What Carolina team are we going to get? But one thing I love is how both coaches, offense, defense, came out with game schemes in that second half and really coached their butts off, man. Listen, when defense not only coached their butts off, but they were flying around, putting hats on a helmet, on the ball. I mean, they had 7. Bijan Robinson, I mean, they were smacking him before the line of scrimmage. He got loose a couple times, but they made sure in that second half to take care of the deal. And on offense, Bryce Young, man. Hey, can we say it together? Bryce Young.
Well, I didn't know. Out. You said say it together, but I didn't know what you were going to say. Okay, one more time.
Yeah, you want it? One more.
2, 3.
Bryce Young. Yeah. That's our boy, man. To come out there and play as well as he did. Got banged up. Hey, my boy didn't care about that. Said, put me in the game, coach. This is important. Oh, I think the boy said this is the most important game of the season to date. And he did his thing, man. It's amazing to see this team win in so many facets. Man, this team just found another way. When, hey, we said, hey, they're going to stop the run a little bit, but we're going to dice them up. Bryce throw for over 400. I mean, you might as well say 450 on them. I know Atlanta's looking at Bryce Young like, hey, is this Tom Brady? The boy went off. I love it. That's my reaction for the week.
All right, you give us a checklist of the things you want to see in order to win the game. So we are going to take a look at that checklist from last week and see how it all went down. All right, let's take a look at this.
Okay.
2 out of 3, Trey.
That's a dub. You know what I mean? 2 out of 3. Now, listen, I love that the boys went out there and beat the explosive plays. I want to say they had 12 explosive plays this game, man. Again, like we said, in the passing game, really getting it going. You saw T-Mac, you saw Coker, we saw XL, we saw Tremble. Like, we saw guys show up in that pass game, and yards after catch were going crazy. Winning the turnover battle is so important. Each week I tell y'all how we have to be safe. The ball is the issue. If we don't give the team the ball to score, hey, we are a good team. And that last one, rushed for 150. But hey, I will absolutely trade that 150 for 450 in the air from Bryce Young when we know we needed it from him. So I might have lost that one, but I gave an individual challenge to one person. Hey, roll the tape and let's see who it was and if they accepted it. But Bryce, it's your time to shine like you did on the back half of last season. I can't wait to see these few games from you, man, because I know that you're going to get the job done. You'll accept the challenge, and we'll see the Bryce Young who we know you can be. But Bryce, hey, come on.
I think personally, passing for 448 on a hurt ankle means that he accepted the challenge. What do you say?
I think that's a challenge accepted, man. Knocked it out the park, man. Bryce Young, great job, boy.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's talk about the way in which he got these receivers going. You know, we know that T-Mac is going to have a great game. It was great to see Jalen Coker have a great game. As you said, he gets the ball out to 9 different guys. But, Trey, I know that you want to talk about a specific touchdown pass to Xavier Legette because we might have seen something similar in a game before that, right?
Yeah, you know, I was on, Twitter, X, people know I love the fan interaction. And I heard there was a certain play that Bryce Young overthrew, and the fans are going to look crazy about it. Roll the tape. My guy gets the rock, steps up in the pocket, dimes the rock. This is a catchable ball. They don't get it to this week. You see him again. Look at the footwork. This is a good ball. I want to let y'all know this is a good ball that we got to come down with. But hey, it's okay because the very next week, roll the tape. What do we get? The same opportunity. Another clean pocket this time. Great ball. XL comes down with the catch. Ooh, what are we saying on X and Twitter now? I'm talking, hey, XL, we got to get them involved. Does this look like involved to y'all? Yeah, involved. It's balling. I love to see XL playing like this, making big-time catches. That's a great ball. That's a great catch. Man, shout out to these boys. I can't wait to see this connection continue to elevate. There's a few games left in the season, and these guys haven't played their best ball yet. So it's an opportunity to get better.
We always love to see XL's touchdown celebration with dollar bill, right?
Oh,
we want to see more and more of that. We love it. Trey, you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but the adjustments that were made in the second half. Let's start with offensive first. What did you see from the first half to when they came out of that locker room in the second?
Yeah, in the first half, I thought they came out. I thought they had a game plan that they liked. But I thought in the second half, they really started pushing the ball downfield. I think they knew that the Atlanta Falcons secondary, the number one secondary in the nation when it comes to passing yards, I thought they came into that second half knowing that, hey, we can go downfield on them. They started taking advantage of number 35, who you saw XL score on. There's a few more in there, but you look at the numbers. We had 50 plays plus overtime. That's half more than we had in that first half. 15 first downs, 20 points. But what I love is this time of possession. Time possession for this team is going to mean so much for how we win ball games. We have almost 10 minutes more in that second half and overtime of the ball, keeping away from the Atlanta Falcons, but also containing the ball, meaning we're keeping tempo, meaning we're on pace. We might have splash plays in there, chunk plays in there, but we're making sure that we're getting the job done, keeping Atlanta off the field and also ending up with points. And I thought we did a great job of that in this game.
We did. And how about that defense, man? Just coming out and owning that second half. Trey, what did you see from them?
Flying around, like I said earlier. These guys came out. So I talked to Coach Cooley a little bit a little bit earlier in the week, and I said, hey, with Bijan, if you can tackle him, get people around his feet, get to him early, you'll find yourself winning this ball game. And they came out and they were flying. Again, Bijan's going to be special. He's going to make some plays, but they continue to do it. Who can be the continuer of 4 straight quarters of smacking? I thought the Panthers rised up to it. They took the fight to the Atlanta Falcons. In that second half, they allowed them to say, you're getting nothing more. Michael Penix, unfortunately, got injured, and now you bring in Check Down Kirk. When Check Down Kirk came in the game, the boys made sure he lived up to the name. They did not let him beat them, and they did a great job, man. Amen. This defense is rolling. It is the catalyst of this team. It's what we've always known Carolina Panther football is, and y'all are playing like it.
Check down, Kirk, the disrespect.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Watch the tape.
All right. Every time the Panthers win, Trey gives out a chain. Trey, it is your 6th chain of the season. Who's it going to?
All right. The 6th chain of the season. Everybody say it together.
Okay. Bryce Young.
Let's go, man. My boys chained up, man, to come out in a game where everybody had their eyes on you. What would you do? You terrorized the number 1 passing defense in the league. Atlanta, man, they don't know who Bryce is right now because they're like, we must be getting a different one than everybody else. No, this is Bryce Young who can lead this team, who can find ways to win any way you want him to win. If you want him to take care of the ball, he's going to do it. If you want him to find ways to get it to his players, he's going to do it. Man, this is what I love about Bryce, is that when people talk crazy about him, he finds ways to win. Hey, look at the winning drives since 2023. That's 10 for your boy. Hey, that might be almost every game he's won. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, boys out here balling. So for me, Bryce Young might not be the quarterback who you says is 6'4", 240. Oh, he has the biggest arm in the league. Man, my boy is a baller. He gets the ball where it needs to be. He has touch. He's a leader, and his teammates love playing with him. This is the guy who I want leading our team.
It's just crazy that he can do that. Most in the league, 10 game-winning drives. The confidence, Trey, that I imagine that you have on defense, or you're one of his offensive teammates to say, oh, we need to get a win right here. Yeah. We got it.
Come on. I mean, especially in that crunch time. It's tough when you get down to that fourth quarter and you're wondering, do we have what it takes? But when you look at Bryce Young, again, what I love about this guy is he makes the right decision. It might not always be the flashiest. It might not always be what you want as a fan. But as a football player, as a coach, he makes the right plays, gets his team in position to win. And we see he does win these games.
All right, you said at the top of the show, Trey, that you and TD went into Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You were hearing some chirping from the Falcons fans. What you failed to mention, though, is not only did you guys go together as legends to this game, you also road trip together. And not only road trip together, you weren't flying and going to the airport together. You drove the 4+ hours together. Let's roll the tape on this.
It's your boys headed back up down northbound. With a dog.
We told y'all we was coming.
Come on.
We told you we was coming to get the dub.
And we got it. Hey, TD been telling y'all this. Hey, it's like the old dome, man. This been ours. This been ours.
We made that our home.
Panther Nation, man. Keep pounding. Let's go.
The amount of hype and energy in that car, what I imagine is the whole way home, has got to be off the charts. Trey, what was it like, you two?
Oh, man. It was like good old times, man. Being with my dog. 4 hours there, 4 hours back. I'm going to just say we also got to chill with some teammates while we were there. But, man, it's always good to have those relationships that, man, I wish y'all were in the car with us with the stories that we were telling. I mean, some of the playoff games, some of the little things that we did. Oh, man, it was a joy, but it was even better after getting talked junk to ride back up I-85 North with the W, knowing how much those Falcons fans love to talk. Hey, we had a great time. Hey, and we appreciate the hospitality, even though it's a little hostile. I felt like they were quiet at the end of the game for some reason.
Yeah. Did you guys have fun? You stop and get a couple snacks?
Oh, no, listen. TD always keeps snacks on him. If it's one thing I say, is TD does a great job with snacks for his guests. He also has a truck that has a refrigerator on the inside.
Amazing.
I mean, sometimes when you got money, you can't hide it. You can't hide it. So I'm just letting y'all know, if you got somebody who's a legend, you might want to pick your boy to carpool with.
Okay, I would love to know from everyone in the comments. Please let us know what legend you would like to take a road trip with and why. That would be a lot of fun. A little 4 hours in the car. Who are you taking with? I'll tell you what, Trey.
Me.
Yes. I get to work with you every week. I get to work with TD every week. I would love to take a road trip with the two of you. Unfortunately, though, I was not invited. So I'm just gonna say that.
We got called like the day before.
Yeah,
that's
so.
what happened.
If you say so, that's fine. All right, you know what? I'm going to turn the page on that, and you are going to turn the page on this week's game. Great win down in Atlanta, but now it is time for Monday Night Football. So, Trey, help us get over to that game.
All right, so guys, we just got done with the big game. This week, what we do is we turn the pages, we get healthy. We continue to keep our energy. We continue to play good ball. And by good ball, I mean that's coming in hard hats on, knowing that we're about to go across to the West Coast and get into a fist fight. In a fist fight, do you want to know what happens? People get punched. So when we go over there, we got to know that there's going to be times in this game where we're going to get punched. But just like this Atlanta Falcons game this past week, we're going to punch back and we're going to punch harder. But listen, guys, I challenge you to go out there and get the first punch. I challenge you to go out there and keep pounding from first quarter to fourth quarter. Show these guys that you are the Carolina Panthers that walked into Green Bay with a team who slept on you and came out of there with a W. You can go to San Fran with a team who's feeling themselves, whose team is in motion, and go over there and disrupt them like we know that's what our team does. So go over there, make this game gritty for them. Make this game tough. Show them that this game is not what they expected, and you'll find yourself with a W as we turn the page.
I want to know from a player's perspective, we in the media talk a lot about, okay, it's Monday Night Football. This young team has not played on primetime like this. It's the first primetime game in 36 games for the Panthers. You're going out west. Your schedule's a little bit different because you're playing at night. Yeah. Trey, does that stuff really matter, or is that something that we kind of make up?
I'll say so-and-so.
Okay.
It doesn't matter in a sense of we need to maintain the same schedules. We got to maintain the same focus. We got to make sure that, hey, it's just another game. You guys just get another opportunity. But on another end, you got to make sure that guys are doing the right preparation when it gets to that game. Are they getting the nap? Are they getting extra film in? Are they focused? Are they in social media? Are they trying to leave the hotel? If you can keep guys locked in, this is just another game. Now, what I love to do at games like this is I do like to make them special. I do like to tell my guys, how many times will you ever play on Monday night? How many times will millions of people be watching your game and only your game? Man, this is the game to have fun. show out for your family. And know this is a game that you've played since a little kid. Now go out there, do what your coach. Don't do anything different. Just your 111 and watch how you find your way into making plays in front of the whole world. So for me, I love games like this because it's another opportunity to show the world what you got.
I love that. I love that. You know, I was talking to Dave Canales earlier this week, and he said the same thing. He likes to say now championship opportunities. Okay, if you want to go and play in these big games, if you want to make it to the playoffs, if you want to have championship opportunities, what better way to go do that than under the lights on Monday night against a playoff team? So he's on the same page as you for that one. All right, Trey, you have been crushing it on your checklists every week of what you want to see from the Panthers. So give us your checklist for this week against the 49ers.
Okay, versus the 49ers, man. Roll up the checklist for the group, man. I think this week, our keys to winning this game, we got to win the turnover battle. Listen, you're going to catch me on this almost every week. Why? Because it's so important to our recipe of winning Carolina Panther football. We got to find ways to secure the ball and find ways to get the ball on defense. We have to win the line of scrimmage. This is a game right here that's pivotal. I think Carolina football this is what it's about. Stopping the run and running the football. And third, hey guys, you read it. We got to find a way to keep Christian McCaffrey under 100 yards total yardage. The man is averaging over 120 yards in total yardage. We got to find ways to limit him, make them use the other threats on their team, and don't allow C-Mac to beat us like we know he can when it comes to playing good ball. But if we can limit him, I see us winning this football game. So those are my 3 keys to winning this ball game. That's the checklist.
All right, Trey. Well, I got to zero in on that Christian McCaffrey part of the checklist. As you said, he's averaging a lot of yards. He leads the NFL in scrimmage yards, 1439 already this season. So my question to you is, how do you do it? How do you limit him?
Yeah, one thing I love is you just got done facing a back that's very similar to him in Bijan Robinson, a guy who could take it out the backfield and bust for a home run, a guy who catches the ball in space and takes a 3-yard catch for another 15. That's exactly the game plan that you're going to roll into Christian McCaffrey with. You can't let him get a full head of steam. Get guys around his feet. Get him uncomfortable. Get him with people in his face. And when you find him in space, we got to gang tackle. One guy, hey, we hope that it's enough. We want you to make the play, make your 111. But you guys have to swarm. We have to find ways to get guys around him and make sure that he feels uncomfortable. When he gets up, he's seeing 4 or 5 hats around him, and he don't know, dang, how did they get there? That's what we want. We got to make guys feel that we're around them every single play. So Christian McCaffrey, when you do stop him, you'll find it opening up into the defense that you want to play, knowing that they'll get away from him and find other targets.
Well, speaking of other targets, though, you know, it is not just Christian McCaffrey. You've also got George Kittle, among others, to contend with. And, Trey, this is a place with tight ends that the Panthers have struggled. So they're giving up almost 12.5 yards to opposing tight ends. That is worst in the NFL. So how can they flip that around now and make sure they contain George Kittle?
Yeah, when it comes to George Kittle, you got to know how he likes to get open and how Kyle Shanahan likes to use him. George Kittle is going to be a guy who either gets sneaky screens. He's going to be a guy who does a lot of crossers and overs. He's going to find ways to get him in space and get him open. But I think with the George Kittle, you got to find ways to disrupt him at the line of scrimmage. He wants to fight with you, but can you win the battle of, hey, I will fight with you, but there's sometimes I will jump jam. I'm going to give you an open release, but I'm going to stay in front of you. Right here, you see him right here. Nobody's touching him. When you don't touch George Kittle, you don't put a body in front of him, there goes your quick screen. I mean, I'm giving you the recipe to beating this guy. A linebacker on him. We got to find ways to keep safeties on these guys, whether it's Trey Merrick, whether it's, some of our faster linebackers. But I think if you can keep a DB on a guy like this, get hands-on, play physical with the George Kittle, you'll find yourself disrupting time and making sure that Purdy ends up going to another quarterback.
Okay, all right. Now, we are about to talk to Jericho Cotchery, but first, you see us decked out every single week, right? Trey's got on the Unreal. I've got on the Lululemon.
I'm just saying.
And you, too, can have all of this cool gear. You know, the holidays are coming up. So we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to get some of these gifts for holiday shopping. So if you need any gift ideas for Panthers fans, shop.panthers.com has got you covered. You can shop our gift guide at shop.panthers.com. patreon.com/x-2169. It is right there on the screen, so go get some of that awesome merch. Jericho, it is always great to see you. You know, we've been talking about last week's game. It warmed all of our hearts to see that passing game getting going. But I'm guessing no one more than you as a receiver. How did they do it this past week?
Well, I can say it was fun to watch. You know, I think, when you're a good running football team, I think and that's your strength. You have to be prepared for teams to take away that strength or to make you left-handed, if you will. And I think, last week versus the Saints, that was their game plan. And now this week, I think Atlanta tried to follow suit, and it was just fun to see, just the adjustments that were made there and just letting Bryce do what he does, man, do what he can do, and distribute the ball. He was a true point guard on Sunday, and it was fun to watch him, to deliver the ball, to a variety of guys.
Now, Koch, this team has won in many ways, which I love. But how important is it for your team, your offense, to find ways to win in many facets?
You have to, especially when the defense is playing well. You have to find ways to put points on the board when the defense is getting stops, so that you can create that separation from your opponent. And really, I would say the defense only gave up 3 points in the second half, with the way that they played and, just the aggressiveness that Coach Canales was showing in that game, So his mentality is going to put a lot of pressure on the guys that are going to prepare for them moving forward. When you go for it on fourth down on your side of the field, no team is going to be able to, just throw their punt return team out there thinking that, we just got off the field on third down. So I admire the aggressiveness, that he displayed throughout the game. But yeah, it's very important to cash in when you get in the red zone, keep the chains moving on offense, and just really creating the necessary separation within a game to allow the defense to continue to play the way that is capable of playing. And so it's I know it's sometimes it can be redundant and people can get tired of hearing it, but complimentary football is where it's at, and when you have a defense playing well and you're cashing in on offense, special teams contributing, I think that's a recipe for a lot of wins.
This team is trending in the right direction to the point that we are potentially talking about the playoffs. It is within their grasp. And you said earlier that, they control their own destiny. You were talking about that on Monday. So both of you guys were part of teams that made the playoffs as rookies. What are some pitfalls that this team needs to avoid? And what are some ways that you stayed motivated? Jericho, I want to start with you.
Well, and Trey knows this. He was spoiled, too, coming into the league, playing in the playoff games. And, it's going to be like this every year, But I think the thing that constantly comes up, in the NFL is meaningful football, right? And when you're playing meaningful football, you're playing games that are going to be in that category of giving you the opportunity to play in the playoffs. And so that's where we are, in meaningful football. It requires meaningful preparation, right? And your execution is going to have to be high. And then the effort to get all of that done is definitely going to have to be high. And so really just locking in on your opponent each and every week from here on out and, eliminating all of the outside noise, because, when you win at this stage in the season, there's going to be a lot of pats on the back, people congratulating you and all of those things, but you got to block out all of that and continue to focus on each opponent each week at a time.
Yeah, I think what Koch said is, blocking out the noise is so big. We weren't a young team going into the playoffs. We had those veterans, but at the time, my rookie year, we had just thrown in me and Benet into the, secondary and just said, hey, we're at a point in the season where we're just going to let the young dogs eat. And I think something that our vets allowed us to do, whether it was Koch on offense, Roman Harper on defense, Thomas Davis, they kept us still. And by still, I mean they kept us focused. They let us know that, hey, They already let us know it's going to be a long season, but hey, this is the part where we zone in on. Just like the Panthers right now, we're kind of in a media frenzy of like, oh, we're trending. Oh, these Panthers are actually good. But like Koch is saying, we can't buy into the narratives on the outside. We got to continue knowing that, hey, it's game by game, brick by brick inside this building. So for us, the rookies, this young team, they have to continue to stay focused on the main thing, and that's playing good football. I like the underdog role of, hey, nobody believes in you. I don't want people to feel like, oh, we are those guys. So when people tell me that, I'm constantly saying, nah, I remember what you said a month ago.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's so important for these guys to take advantage of, hey, like Koch is saying, meaningful ball is being played. So go out there and play good ball.
Great.
And I will say there is another element to it too, with young players. Young players bring a different type of juice, and at this point in time in the season, and they serve as an opportunity to push veteran guys and add extra juice to them at this point in time in the season. And so veteran guys are aware of that, and they know how to, bring that into, these next few weeks. And so I look forward to seeing that.
Oh, I love to hear that. That's great insight. Jericho, it is always so great to catch up with you. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
Always a pleasure being on.
All right, it is time now to answer your questions. And remember, you can send your questions into Trey. It is at TreyBoss10 on X. You can see it right there on the screen. So we are going to get started with a question from at Chasen850. He says, how do you feel about our depth at linebacker? It looks like we may be down our starting guys that have shown a lot of growth through the season. Do we have guys ready to step up and take that role on Monday night? And just for some context for everyone, Trevin Wallace was out last week. He's week to week. Christian Roseboom, we're not sure if he's going to be able to play. He went down in that last game. So Claude Sherlis had a great game last week, stepping up, wore the green dot, and then it could be Bam Martin-Scott filling in if neither one of those starters can go. So Trey.
I'm going to say this. This is a very tough game, but we don't care if it's tough, man. These guys got to get the job done. Do I think they can get the job done? Hey, they got to get the job done, and I believe they can get the job done. Man, what does that look like? Hey, if I'm going to tell you I believe them, I got to give them some keys to why they should believe. Listen, guys, we got to make sure that we're being, I'm talking vigilant with speaking to each other and our D-line. We got to make sure that we're looking behind. Is it a back call? Hey, his hand's soft. Hey, alert the run, alert the pull. Hey, pull, watching back. Like, listen, I believe in these guys because I know they're going to go into this with their keys. They have to get the job done. Hey, we might have undrafted free agents there, but hey, next man up. We've seen these guys ball. We want to see them continue to play well. Can they do it? And all we need you for is this Sunday. All right. Actually, we'll give you an extra day. It's on Monday. So have fun with it. Ball out. Hey, like I was saying earlier, how many opportunities do you get to do this? Man, go out there and have fun, man.
Just real quick, I'm wondering, does Coach Avero have to change his scheme when you have someone new at green dot, or you're doing different at a whole different position?
No, I don't think you change the scheme. You go with what you know, your bread and butters, the same plays that you call for the ones, the same play you call for the twos and threes. So I think what happens is guys have to pick their game up. You're going to see this D-line take a little bit more initiative on making sure that gaps are nice and clean so their linebackers can run through and play fast and physical. So I think that's what's going to happen this week.
All right, enough of me asking questions. We'll get to the next one here at Connor Lenz. As fans, I think it's easy to forget that Dave Canales hasn't even coached 30 games in the NFL yet. He's still growing in this role.
Yeah.
Where have you seen him evolve the most when he first started last year?
Yeah, I think it's confidence in leading his group. I think he was already confident. That's why we made him the coach. We heard what he can do with other guys. But I love that not only did his confidence in here continue to grow, but now guys have confidence in the process. They have confidence in him. They look to him for how they're going to react. And he's a great leader. So to see him continue to push his guys, continue to call guys out in a positive way to keep them going. I love that in a leader when they can rise up the play of other guys around them. And that's exactly what you look for in a head coach. So that's what I like about Coach Canales.
All right, next one from Camacho Man says, Corey Thornton got the most playing time in his career last week on defense. He was in for nickel for Shaw Smith-Wade. How do you think he played, and do you think his snaps increased moving forward?
Yeah, I thought he played very well. Again, a guy that we say next man up. Can you come in here and play ball? I know we were high on him earlier in the season, in preseason. Oh, we got this big corner, young guy, nobody's seen him before. In that game right there, he looked like exactly that. A young playmaker that will be rewarded with more playing time. Listen, with Shaw Smith-Wade out, if he continues to be out, hey, now we know we have a valuable option for us to come into the game with. And hey, Thornton's a big corner. So whenever you get him into the slot, hey, hopefully this week, maybe on Kittle, being a big body, that you might see him on him, giving him man-to-man, a coverage knowing that, hey, tight ends shouldn't beat cornerbacks. So, hey, I like him, and I put him in a little bit more myself.
Okay, good to know. All right, last question from @JustMarie1359. How many more wins do you think we got in us for the rest of the season?
Okay. All right. I told y'all I believe we should have 4 more wins last week. We got it. So 3 more wins I think we have in the bucket. I think we can sneak into the playoffs with 3 wins. Now, a 4th win, I think gives us that, hey, what are Bucks? What are you doing? I don't know. We got to find a way to go beat the Bucks when that's time. But 3 wins. We got to find a way to win in our division, sneak the game that snuck us, and we got to find a way to sneak one of those, whether it's San Fran this week, Rams, Seattle. I think this is valuable, guys. We can find a way to get into these playoffs. But, hey, what if I told you, you guys didn't expect us to be here, man? 6-5? Let's believe. Let's keep believing that our boys are going to get into these playoffs, play good ball. I think we got 3 wins, and let's go get them, man.
All right. That is getting us ready for Monday Night Football. Cannot wait for that, Trey. Thank you, as always. And thank you, most importantly, to everyone watching. We'll see you next Wednesday on The Avenue.